With Special Booster 2.5, there are a lot of different archetypes to cover. With BT20 alone, there are at least 4 more videos, this one included, to go over. If you've been enjoying this content and how it's organized, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. Today's video is going to cover the Chronicle cards, bringing back Koto Demoto and Yuji Messiah for another wave of support. This also brings back Alphamon, but with more colors. Ryudamon is the first Digimon for this video. A Digimon that digivolves from a black level 2 Digimon with the X Antibody trait for a cost of 0, or 1 from a black or red level 2 generically. Dang it, Bandai, why couldn't you do this with Ryudamon from BT15? This was the one fix I asked for, but hey, at least you delivered here. When this Digimon would digivolve into ginryumon, or a Digimon card with the Chronicle trait, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. God dang it, Bandai! Now you're saying no to X Antibody. Why you do this? This Digimon gives you a plus 2000 DP on your turn. Ginryumon, like always, has the same inheritable as its level 3 counterpart, and digivolves from a Ryudamon or a level 3 Digimon with Chronicle in the trait for a cost of 2. When attacking, this Digimon may digivolve into a hisyaryumon or a Digimon card with the Chronicle trait in the hand for its Digivolution cost. So when you go up into hisyaryumon, it gives an inheritable of not activating security effects on option cards it checks. Cool. Built-in ADP. This Digimon digivolves from ginryumon or a level 4 Digimon with the Chronicle trait for a cost of 3. Otherwise, it's going to cost you 4 memory. On play, and when digivolving, you may play one dorumon or ryudamon from your hand to your empty breeding area without paying the cost. Then, if during an attack, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon gains security attack plus 1 and gets plus 5000 DP. If I'm understanding the chain of events here correctly, if you tuck BT9X Antibody underneath ginryumon and attack, you can use the when attacking effect to go into hisyaryumon for a cost of 3, then gain the security attack plus 1 and 5000 DP, before utilizing the X Antibody to go into another level 6 for another 3 memory. The question is that 6 memory worth it? As for Ouryumon, this Digimon has Piercing, and an on-play and when digivolving effect, that de-digivolves 2 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if during an attack, one of your Digimon in the breeding area may digivolve into a level 6 or lower Chronicle trait card in the hand or trash without paying the cost. Interesting, because with that previous mentioned combo, hisyaryumon would have placed dorumon or ryudamon into the breeding area if it was empty if you just promoted out. All turns. Once per turn when a security card is removed, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. Yours or your opponent's security, mind you. Lastly, it sports an inheritable of when attacking, once per turn if this Digimon is Alphamon Ouryuken, trash your opponent's top security card. When you compare this to the old Ouryumon, this one lets you delete an opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 7 or less, but it also can't be deleted by effects until the end of your opponent's turn if you tucked something underneath it. The question is, do you prioritize trashing security, or are you primarily going after the unsuspend? In looking at Alphamon Ouryuken Ace, even though it does blast DNA, it blasts Devos from a black and red-yellow level 6, of which the names must have Alphamon and Ouryumon, meaning you will have to use the new Alphamon for blasting if you want to. Jumping to Dorumon, this card is the Searcher of the deck, once more having a nice broad generic Evo from a black level 2, with the X Antibody trait for a cost of 0. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and add 1 with the X Antibody trait, and 1 Tamer or Option card with the Chronicle trait among them to the hand. The rest get bottom decked. For its inheritable, it's the reverse of Ryudamon. Not your turn, but your opponent's. Now, instead of Dorumon, we're going back to raptordramon. This level 4 Digimon allows you to play 1 Koto Demoto if you have 1 or fewer Tamers. And considering Kota is the memory fixer, this is really helpful. And like Dorumon, the same inheritable. With Grademon, this Digimon digivolves from raptordramon or a level 4 Digimon with a Chronicle in its traits like ginryumon for a cost of 3. On play, and when digivolving, you may play 1 dorumon or ryudamon from your hand to your empty breeding area without paying the cost. Again, like hisyaryumon. Then, if during an attack, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon effects, and gets plus 5000 DP until the end of the turn. Interesting. So unlike DP buffs and extra aggro, This Digimon gets full buffs and full-blown immunity from Digimon effects. Nice. The Inheritable is simply an opponent's turn effect that redirects an attack to this Digimon when your opponent's Digimon attacks. Brutal. Alphamon's newest release is a black-yellow Digimon that costs 12 and has 11,000 DP. On play and when Digivolving, recovery +1. Then, if during an attack, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 6 or lower Digimon card with the Chronicle trait in the hand or trash without paying the cost. Man, this Digimon seems like it'll be nice in a Royal Knight deck. Additionally, all turns, once per turn when a security is removed from, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 8,000 DP. Not as crazy as Ouryumon, but DP reduction is always rough. The Inheritable is all turns, once per turn when this Digimon would leave the battle area, other than by effects. If this Digimon is Alphamon Ouryuken, you get another layer of protection by trashing the top security card. I like this card. With Blast DNA Digivolution to Alphamon Ouryuken Ace, on play, and when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 15,000 DP until the end of their turn. Then, if DNA Digivolving, trash your opponent's top security card and recover 1. All turns, once per turn when a security card is removed from, gain 3 memory. Again, slap this into a Royal Knight deck, and hilariously with King Dressel's effect when you would consume Ouryuken Ace, no overflow happens. Pretty silly. Moving to Tamers, the newest Tamer is Kota Demoto and Yuji Messiah, a dual red-black Tamer that costs 5. That's a memory fixer and is treated as either Tamer individually. Your turn, when one of your Chronicle trait Digimon attacks. By suspending this Tamer, one of your Digimon on the field may Digivolve into a level 6 or lower Chronicle trait Digimon card in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. So what you're telling me is, I don't even need X Antibody for this deck. The last card for this deck is going to be Fellowship of Hope's Keepers, an X Antibody and Chronicle trait card that reveals the top 3 cards of your deck and adds 1 Chronicle trait card among them to the hand. The rest are returned to the top or bottom of the deck, and then this is placed in the battle area. When any of your Chronicle trait Digimon are deleted, delay. By moving your level 3 or higher Chronicle trait Digimon from the breeding area to the battle area, it may Digivolve into a Chronicle trait Digimon in the hand or trash without paying the cost. Man, there's so many effects chalked into this that honestly, it feels like you're promoting and Digivolving with a 3-cost option if your main body dies for that Blast Evo. In Security, you may play 1 Chronicle trait card with a play cost of 5 or less from your hand without paying the cost, and then place this card into the battle area. Again, while I wasn't wanting to build a deck for this, I was curious in what a preliminary deck would look like. Looking at X Antibody level 2s, honestly this deck doesn't function like your standard Alphamon list. So for the perspective of the rest of this video, it's minimizing what other cards you need to build the deck and assuming a player just takes the majority of the cards from this set. And in looking at all the black X Antibody level 2s, the best egg went to Kyokyomon from BT20. Card draw for Dorumon doesn't seem likely, especially if you need 4 or more sources, especially if you're attacking to Digivolve up. But that ultimately is where the pitfall is at the very beginning. Aside from the level 3s discussed in this video, you'll never utilize the Dorumon's effect that gains a memory when you tuck. And while you could run the ryudamon, I think the Dorumon is better because the raptordramon is such an important piece to Digivolve for 2 memory to play Kota for free if you have 1 or less Tamers in play. Otherwise, you have at least 2 cards that can search for 2 pieces in the deck at a time, which makes me feel like I'm playing Greymon again with all the searching I can do. Ryudamon isn't bad though. Which as a result, because of Ryudamon's ability to Digivolve into specifically ginryumon, this is where I jumped back into using 2 copies of the old one to give not just blocker, but the potential of 2 redirects with another inheritable. This leaves you of course with the 4 new ginryumons and 4 copies of raptordramon to ensure you have Chronicle trait Digimon. Level 5s, you use the grademon and hisyaryumon for the deck, which takes up to 8 slots for level 5s. And of your level 6s, you max out on the Alphamon over the Ouryumon. But honestly, this is more of a ratio adjustment if anything. 3 copies of Alphamon Ouryuken Ace seems like the play. 4 seems like overkill, and if you do end up using scrambles, I could see the argument to run only 2, because you'll have ways to recycle it. But with this preliminary list for thinking about, with 8 Dorumon searchers and 3 fellowships, that's 11 cards that can find or add at least 2 pieces at a time. Trainings just add another consistency piece and a cheap climb up, especially if you're promoting popping the defense trainings to go up into one of the level 4s, and when you attack, climb into level 5, and with Kota and Yuji, climb again. This boils down to the last 4 slots going to the Dual Tamer. In total, this deck would require 13 cards outside of the core set of BT20, making it quite an easy build. But in exploring a build that might use many older cards, I'll be coming back to this one. What are your thoughts on the Alphamon Ouryuken mode ace, and are you going to play a Chronicle deck? An OG Alphamon deck with Dorumon and Grademon, or are you saying screw those lines altogether and going the Royal Knight route? Let me know what you thought about this one, and I'll catch you on the next one. This is DIGI-PANDA, logging out.